How's it going, everybody, and welcome to Motortown Close Test version 15, or better known as version 0.715. So yeah, I've been given the opportunity to have a look at this game's update before it releases to public. So yeah, guys, here we go. So what we are going to do today is check out the new SCM Longhorn semi-truck over here. So as you can see, I'm a little bit broke, so I can't buy this thing. But yeah, luckily we already bought one earlier on, and I've actually put a couple of miles on this thing already. So it's been a true champ, and yeah, you can actually see there's a little bit of a metallic shine to the paint job as well, which is also one of the new features coming to the update. There's tons more stuff coming, but I don't think we're gonna get to that today. So yeah, first of all, we can also adjust the fifth wheel on all of the semi-trucks now, which is pretty awesome. So if you've got a trailer that needs a smaller semi-truck to tow it, you can actually do it now with the bigger semis. So that is pretty good. It's a nice little feature. And yeah, I guess let's quickly put this thing into the workshop over here, so that I can show you guys exactly how this painting system works and how everything is set up at the moment. So if you go into paint, you'll notice there's the regular stuff like this, but you'll see right over here we've got a metallic and a roughness sliding bar as well. So you can actually go ahead and adjust that down a little bit if you wanted to tone down the metallic paint job a little bit, but I usually tend to leave that all the way up. And then we can actually fiddle with it a little bit on the roughness here, which actually gives it a little bit of a more natural metallic finish, which is what I wanted to do to this thing, because I actually just bumped it up all the way. I think that'll look pretty nice. I'm not going to be messing around with the other stuff as much, really. So I think, yeah, actually, yeah, this is a skin that I found off the workshop that I just kind of changed the color of the decals of it. It also changes the color of your decals to metallic as well if you do it like that. So yeah, unfortunately there's not really another way of doing it yet at the moment of this update. So yeah, same old stuff. Windows, you can also make your windows look metallic. So just show this off, although this isn't something that I would really do it to a vehicle in the game. But I know a lot of you guys might actually, you know, like to do it. So yeah, there we go. You can have your windows matching metallic finish as well. Pretty good. Alright, but we're not going to go ahead and do that, so just leave it as it is. So guys, the next vehicle we're going to go and have a look at is over at Tows and Trailers. So I'm going to make my way over there real quick, and if I'm not going to be scraping the living crap out of the truck. But yeah, the interior view of the truck is pretty nice. As you can see, it looks pretty well detailed, as all of the new vehicles come into the game. I've been doing for quite a couple of months actually now. All the new vehicles have got a lot more details. There's also a lot of other stuff that I haven't showed that you can customize on the semi-truck. Also, we've got some paintable wheels, but it's very limited. There's only like 3 or 4 of them, I think, from what I could tell. So yeah, I guess we'll get a little bit more into detail as we progress and as we have a look at more things along the way of this closed test version update. But I think it might actually be coming to public relatively soon. So today is the 2nd of September at the time of recording this video, and yeah, I see that they have actually closed the applications for closed testers, so which can only mean one thing, and that it is coming to public pretty soon. So yeah, let me make my way over to this trailer dealership and I'll show you guys exactly what the new trailers are over there. We've got one specific one I'm going to showcase off today, but I'll also show you a little bit more trailers that's coming to the game, and what exactly we are going to be getting relatively soon in the game. Well, actually for you guys in the game. Alright, so here we are over at Tosan Trailers, guys, and yeah, we actually drove a little bit recklessly back there. I even got into trouble with the law, and as you can see, I actually managed to handle this truck fairly well. So it actually drives like an absolute dream, and I can't really complain about anything. So yeah, it's definitely very nicely tuned. I did a little bit of upgrades to mine. So obviously I put the big engine in it, and we've got the 18-speed transmission in it, and yeah, it actually works pretty well. So yeah, let's have a look at some of the new trailers we are getting into the game as well. So we've got two flatbeds over here. So these are what they call a B double configuration. So these are the flatbeds. So yeah, this is the rear one, and that is the front one, obviously. So you'll probably connect this one up to the truck, and then you can connect that one up behind this one, or you could probably buy another one of these and put it behind it, and yeah, just attach it all the way at the back with another one of these. So yeah, you could in essence run like a little road train with 3 trailers if you really like. I think I did see people manage to do that with the length limit, so yeah, that's pretty cool. And over here, we've got the old regular flankers, but they have added some shorter versions. Let's see what they call these, actually. So these are called the show beds. So this is the show bed 10. And then we've got the show bed 7 over here, which is a little bit shorter one. It's almost just a flatbed version of the show van trailers that we've got over here. So you guys are familiar with these. They are currently available in the game. So that's the Shovan 10, and this is the Shovan 7. So yeah, that is pretty much just a different version of trailer, which yeah, is pretty much the same setup as those ones over there. So I guess that's one way of explaining it. So yeah, let's move over to here, which we've got the B double configuration grain trailers, which you guys may have already seen. I think this came out in the previous version, 0.713 or 14, I don't know, can't recall exactly. But we're also getting a new car carrier trailer, which is going to be the thing that we show off a little bit in this video a little bit later on. So yeah, this is the cost of it, 270,000 coins. So yeah, you're gonna have to at least have 670,000 coins laying around if you want to get the new truck and the trailer. So fortunately, I already bought mine and customized it a little bit, so we're going to be able to use it today. So let's have a look at the other trailers over here. So you guys are familiar with the Tanko 40, which is the biggest tanker trailer. And then we've got another set of B-double configuration tankers. So yeah, this is pretty nifty. So it's got a... What's the cargo space on this thing again? Let's see, that's 18 kiloliters, and it costs you 180,000 coins for that one. And this is the rear trailer, which is 20 kiloliters. So it's a little bit bigger in capacity than the front one, or the lead one. And once again, you can also set this up as you like. Maybe get 2 of these behind each other, and then you'll put that one right at the back. So I think that is what the game's limit should allow, depending on what semi you use. And yeah, as you can see, we're also getting a similar setup to the yeah, the show van and the the show beds. Yeah, that's the show bed. And yeah, these are called the show tan. So show tankers, I guess. And it's a show tan 10 and show tan 7. So yeah, they both has got I think this is 18 kiloliters, and this one should be a little bit bigger. That is 28 kiloliters. Okay, so yeah, that is quite a big difference. So if you're looking for something a little bit smaller than the old tanker over here to hold behind your, say, 6x2 or well, your 4x2 Atlas, then I think one of these would actually work pretty well behind that little semi. So yeah, guys, without any further delay, we are going to quickly teleport over to the harbor in Dassa. So I think let's do it the old fashion way. We're going to teleport to our campy right over here. Alrighty, so here we are at the Dassa harbor, and I just noticed one of my company vehicles are running a little bit yeah, low on condition. Let's just see, this truck is heading to there. It's still got a little bit of a while to go. So they also added this button over here which says refresh all, and it's going to refresh all the vehicles that we have in our fleet, which is pretty great. So that's another addition to the update for us guys, and there's actually a whole lot of new stuff that I haven't even touched yet. So let's first of all, let me show you guys this. So if I search one of my trailers, now I don't know if this has been a thing in the past, but if you search, for example, my flanker trailer over here, it's got some stuff in the inventory. So it'll actually show you here what is loaded in your trailer. So that way you can, if you're looking for something and you don't know in which truck it is, you can actually just look for it. Let's see, I think I've got my container trailers, one of those. Yeah, they've also got some stuff in them. So yeah, from now on you can at least see which vehicle is carrying your stuff, and that way you don't have to spawn every single one of them in order to get it. So let's go ahead and spawn our carry trailer. So this is my car trailer that I have used a little bit. It hasn't been used a whole lot, but it matches my semi truck over here. So let's quickly get this thing hooked up to there, and then we're gonna go over to the harbor where we can pick up some vehicles and try and show you guys how that is done and how it looks. Alright, so just come on, take it easy. Get this thing hooked up. There we go. Right, not too shabby. We've got a little bit of body damage, not too shabby. It'll still be fine. So yeah, we can actually now also adjust our landing gear. So if you, for example, lifted your semi-truck and your trailer is kind of hard to connect to, you can actually edit this a little bit so that it's a little bit, you know, higher when you try and hook up to your trailer with your lifted semi. So yeah, that is pretty good. A nice little feature as well that has been added. And yeah, I'm actually excited to see what else they bring to this game in the future updates. So we're also getting a bunch of new furniture. There's a whole bunch of other vehicles that we haven't even touched yet. So yeah, we will see. I don't know exactly when the public version will release, but I think it's pretty good so far. I'm actually quite happy with everything that they have added so far. It's still an ongoing process, and they are still busy ironing out a lot of bugs and a lot of quality of life improvements for the game. So alright, let's get over to this location where we are going to be loading up some vehicles, and we'll see how this is going to go, and also more or less calculate how much money you will make with a full trailer of vehicles, depending on how many vehicles are available and what you can actually find here. So it's completely randomized. Alright, I see we've got a couple of townies. We've got a bongo over there. There's a cop car and there's a Stegen. Stegens are a little bit too wide to go on the trailer, so some of the old asset-backed vehicles are a little bit too big, so they need to scale them down eventually. So yeah, for example, this thing is definitely not going to fit through here. So let's go ahead and, you know what, let me just turn off the engine because I think I left it running. No, it is turned off. Okay, what did I hear? I could have sworn I heard an engine idling, you know. But alright, let's see. We're going to tilt down, so yeah, you can actually do it by pressing WSAD on your keyboard as well, which is currently what I'm doing. So we are tilting it down. And the upper deck, we can also bring that down with D, or you can also click on it if you really want to. Okay, so that's a little bit too much. Okay, let's do this real quick. Alright, bring that down a tiny bit. Let it just barely touch, and that needs to be down all the way. Alright, so that looks pretty good. We should be able to load some vehicles onto here. Now, if you are in single player, you can actually go ahead and abandon some of these bigger vehicles, like the Stegen. You can't load that. And I think even this police car is a little bit too wide, so it'll actually respawn vehicles almost immediately, which it spawned as another big vehicle. So yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. But okay, let's start with this little Mini. So straight off the bat, when you get into the vehicle, it'll give you this pop-up. I think you can turn it off by clicking this, and then you can actually abandon the job from here as well. And it also shows you on the map where this vehicle is headed to. So that is headed to Gangjang. So now when you start loading vehicles, you can actually plan your course. And as you may have noticed, when I drove away with the little Mini or the Coma here, immediately another vehicle spawned in its place. So I think that is how they solved the issue for multiplayer. Although I cannot confirm, I haven't played on multiplayer just yet. But imagine if everybody, you know, picks up the new update and they want to go onto a multiplayer server and start loading vehicles, everybody does it and there's no vehicles available. So yeah, this is going to make it a little bit more possible for us to all get vehicles on a multiplayer server if they implemented that for dedicated servers, which will be pretty cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and just strap the old Coma or Mini down. I see we've got a Zeno or a BMW. So this one is headed to the luxury dealership. So let's maybe pull this one away because we can also do this one. And I think that Mohan that just spawned, let's just check it out. I think this is also going to the luxury dealership, which is good. So we can also pull this one away because we want to keep this one. Alright, let's see what else is going to happen now. It takes a little bit of time for the next vehicle to spawn there in that space. So we'll see. Maybe if we abandon some more of these jobs, because there's nothing really that I want to try and load from this fleet. And then we got ourselves another town here. Okay, that's not great. Yeah, let's abandon some of these bigger vehicles. The townie we can abandon. I think the bongo we should be able to do, and this taxi is also a little bit too wide, so we're not gonna struggle with that. There's a, what is this, a Tuscan? Okay, so there's a Tuscan. It's going all the way up north. Okay, so let's move this one out of the way. We could potentially load this if we wanted to. Oh, we've got 2 bongos now. Okay, that's also good. And I see they also spawned us a Monarch, which is one of the new cars in the game. Right, so that is also going to our dealership, the same one as where the Coma is going. So we're going to go ahead and load this one. Okay, so let's put this over here. Alright, so this one should fit because this is a new car. You still need to be extra careful with it, getting it lined up with the trailers, ramps, and also avoid hitting those side posts on the trailer. I don't know exactly what those things are called, but yeah, just got to be mindful of those when you're loading a vehicle. There is also still the issue of loading vehicles and potentially damaging them. I think that'll do. Okay, let's get this thing strapped down. I noticed it's possible to do it from the bottom. Just got to line up with the wheel so that the wheel highlights. You can strap it down like that. Okay, so we'll go around at this side as well. Just strap it down. Okay, let's check these bongos. Where are they going? Because I don't think the bongos will fit in the bottom of the trailer. Okay, so that's going up north. Okay. And where's this going? Also up north. Okay, and then this one. I think this one will fit. So this is going to, yeah, the same dealership. So I can load this one. This old Duke. I think it's also known as a Grand National GNX, a Buick. Alright. See, can we get this thing up on here without a problem? I think if you line up the one side at least, you'll be able to get it on. Alright, there we go. We've got our Duke on. Now remember, you still need to leave a little bit of space between the vehicles, otherwise they are going to be touching each other and that's going to cause them to get damage. Alright, let's just strap it down. Alright, so just like that, we've got our trailer loaded at the top, and now we can go up with this, which is, yeah, A. Alright, so it's going up, and now we've got space at the bottom. Right, perfect. So that is good. Now we're going to leave our ramp down because we need to load the second batch of vehicles, which we will probably grab these. Let's do the BMW or the Zeno first. Alright, let's get this thing loaded up. We just got to find one more vehicle that heads towards this luxury car dealership. Okay, so that one is going up north. We could probably abandon that one, but I'll check the other one and see where that is also going. Okay, so yeah, scraping is still a thing when loading vehicles. I don't know how they're going to fix that, or if they are going to fix it ever. But okay, that is pretty good. And let's just back it up a little bit, because you don't want it right on the edge, otherwise it's also going to be catching on the trailers there, on that little lip over there, which is a little bit of a bummer. Okay, strap it down. Alright, let's go around to the other side. We're also going to strap it down over here. Alright, looking pretty good. Alright, where's this one going? This is going up north. Okay, so we don't want this. Alright, let's just pull that away. Okay, that one might be going to the... I don't know, where's this Vista going? Is it also going up north or... yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, okay, well, let's just pull it away. Alright, something else going up to the luxury dealership maybe? I don't know, it doesn't look like it. That's going to that dealership. Okay, so we don't want that. This one is also too wide to fit. Okay, where's this one going? These ones are going up north. Okay, so let's maybe check this one. I think this is also too wide to fit on the trailer. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer because this one is actually going to the right spot where we were headed. But let's go ahead and abandon some of these. No, I don't want to abandon the Muhan because that's going to where we are headed. Okay, the Tuscan, let's abandon that one and also this one. I think if you abandon a lot of vehicles, they actually end up taking a little bit of time to respawn. Okay, now we've got a cop car. It's probably going to a police station along the way, which is not something we are looking for at the moment. So you're just going to have to keep doing this. If you find your vehicles you want to go where a specific vehicle needs to go. Okay, so that isn't good. So we don't want any of those going there. And this cop car is about to go into the water. Okay, there's a Vista again. I think the Vista is going to go to the same location, but sometimes they are different. Yeah, but it's going to the same spot. Okay, we don't want this. Alright, let's quickly abandon that one again. Also abandon this. Okay, I should probably load the Muhan. There's another Bongo. Bongo is probably also going to go somewhere else. Where's this one going? Up north. Okay, so that's the Mickey. Yeah, I think the Bongo is also probably going there. Oh, wait a second. This one we can actually load up. I think we'll load this one after we loaded the Muhan. Because then all 4 of the vehicles that's first accessible is going to go to the one dealership. Or not really, no. Because we need to actually put the Bongo in front. Which is going to be... Yeah, I need to change everything around. You know what? It's not a big problem. We can sort that out. Okay, so let's do this. We'll have to pull the Bongo off when we get to the luxury dealership because we'll make it our first stop. Go and drop off the luxury cars and then we'll go over to the other dealership for the rest of them. Okay, so this one is a little bit tricky. It's also almost too wide, but it does go on. You just need to take it easy. And that's also a little bit too high to fit. So that might end up getting damaged. But you know what? For the purpose of this video, I don't think it's really a big problem. We know that the Muhan is going to be getting some more damage. Okay, so that is all strapped down. Did we... Yeah, we missed that one. Okay. Okay, let's grab the Bongo. Okay, if something else spawns now... Let's just see. I think we've got another... Wait a second, I think that, what is that, a Neo? Yeah, that's a Neo. I think that'll also go to the luxury dealership. Which will be great, because then we can rather take this, which it does. Yeah, it's going to the luxury dealership, so all the cars at the bottom will be dropped off at the luxury dealership then. I just hope this is going to fit, because I was a little bit worried about that Tahoe, or the Muhan. Should have actually loaded this thing first, but you know what, it's okay. I don't know if that's going to be a problem. It's got a little gap. Okay, well, let's see. Strap it all down. And now, there we go, all strapped down. Let's get this ramp closed up. So that is, yeah, just remember, don't hit the wrong button. Otherwise, you're going to end up crushing the cars at the bottom. Which I don't think it actually allows you to go down once you've got cars loaded here. Alright. I think it's pushing on the Muhan. Upper deck up. Okay, let's just make sure it's up all the way. Okay, close that flap up at the back. It's also not touching the Neo, which is great. Alright, so I think this is going to be quite a bit of a tedious drive all the way over there. And now we can see we've got... Yeah, the damage is just increasing like mad. So now we can actually see which vehicle it is if we go over to cargo. Alright, and we can straight up tell it's the Muhan. It's already got 13% damage there, so let's see if we maybe rather not take the Muhan with us then, because turn the engine off. There we go. Alright, let's go down with this thing again. Alright, we're going to take the Muhan out, we're going to abandon it, and we're going to pick up something different. Let's see, maybe we can grab another vehicle that goes to the other dealership or something. Okay, so this needs to pull off again. Alright, so yeah, that was another feature showing us the vehicles that are loaded and their damage and how much damage they are getting. Alright, let's pull the Neo off. Okay, just make sure it's nice and out of the way. And we've got another Neo to load, so that is pretty good. Okay, and I'll grab this Muhan, or the old Tahoe, which is getting destroyed, absolutely just crushed right at the bottom of the trailer here. Okay, are we going to be able to get this off now? I hope so. Okay, come on, cancel. There we go. Okay, pull this off. You know what? I don't want to do that. How the heck am I going to get this thing off here? Because it's now crushed. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's going. Yeah, this thing is banged up too much now. I'm not going to make any money off of this, so this can just be left. Right. Let's get our Neo loaded back up real quick over here. Yeah, I think this is still fine. I think we did damage one of the other cars as well, but it's not too bad. Alright. There we go. I think that should do the trick. Let's just go forward a tiny bit. It's a little bit smaller than the Muhan was. Come on, can I just back it up a tiny bit? There we go. Alright, turn the engine off. Let's strap this thing down and then we'll see. I think that Neo is probably also going to go to the same dealership, which will be great. We'll try and make some decent money here. Alright, this one is also going right over there, which is perfect. Okay, let's get it loaded up. Right now, when you are playing on a multiplayer, never ever leave the place as dirty as this. So I kind of made a bit of a mess over here. But luckily I'm on single player, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so there we are. Loaded up with the second Neo. So we've got luxury dealership vehicles at the bottom, and we've got some other dealership vehicles or used dealership vehicles at the top, which is great. So let's go up again with this. And now when we see, we can actually move the upper ramp as well, but we're not going to go ahead and do that because we've got cars loaded here. Alright, so I hope everything is going to be okay, because now we've got quite a bit of a journey ahead of us. Alright, let's just quickly have a look and see. 4% cargo damage, which is not bad. I mean, it's not ideal. Cargo. Okay, so we've got the Coma, which is the Mini, at 0%. The Monarch, which has got 1%. The Duke has got 1%. And the Zeno being a little bit low damage, sitting at 4%, which is fine. I will accept that, you know. Again, now we need to try and get this thing spinned around. So I did add the 5% steering angle to this truck, so it should be able to make this turn. Gotta take it easy. Alright, not too bad. Yeah, it actually manages to do this U-turn quite well. Alright guys, well, I think this is going to be it. I think I'm going to take a drive all the way over to probably the nearest gas station. I don't know, we'll see how the fuel consumption is. You can also add some extra fuel tanks to this truck along with the cargo boxes and stuff like that. So yeah, whether you want to increase your fuel capacity or your cargo capacity, it's up to you. You can do that. Unfortunately, the carry, it doesn't have any cargo boxes or anything like that, so you won't be able to carry anything in the back of the trailer. Alright, but yes, this is going to be a little bit of a drive. I'm going to put it in probably a time lapse for you guys, so we'll keep an eye on the fuel and see how we do on gas. Apparently the gas mileage is 0.12 mpg, which I think in yeah, to be putting it in accurate, ish readings, I think you multiply that by 10. So in essence, I think this truck is averaging 1.3 miles a gallon, which is also quite terrible. But it sounds almost, I don't know. You guys will let me know if it's accurate. I don't know. Anyway, let's hit the road and see if we can make some decent money, at least with this batch of cars. So here we go.
Fire up the engine, hear that thunder roar. Burning rubber down these streets, I know. Been waiting all week for this moment here. Time to leave the world behind and go. Grip the wheel tight, feel the power surge. Every mile ahead calls out my name. Motor town, where the asphalt meets the sky. Motor town, motor flood, motor race, where I'm alive. Motor town. Dashboard lights are dancing in the dark. Radio blasting our victory song. Every turn and curve knows who I am. This is where my restless heart belongs. Feel the wind rush through my burning soul. Every highway leads me back to you. Motor town, where the asphalt meets the sky. Motor town, cornerstone. This is where I come alive. Motor town. From sunrise drives to midnight runs. This pavement flows through my veins. When I'm behind this wheel, I know nothing else will ever be the same. Motor town, where the asphalt meets the sky. Motor town, motor race, born to fly. Steel and chrome, heart of stone. This is where I come alive. Motor town. Motor town. Come on, the town by the wheel. Down behind the wheel.
Alrighty, so here we are. This is Joel gas station, and we don't really need to fill up just yet, but I think we're gonna just go ahead and do it anyway. And also just checking on the cargo damage, because I kind of let autopilot just take control for a minute. So yeah, it's pretty good how the autopilot also manages to handle the truck without issues. And yeah, we haven't got any more cargo damage yet, so we can quickly just do a little bit of a checkup on that as well. So yeah, everything is still the same. We've got 1% on the Monarch, 1% on the Duke, and 4% on the Zeno, which is pretty good. We should be making some decent money at least. Alright, so I guess we'll get back on the road here again. And I might hand it over to autopilot again once we get back onto the road here. Alright, and then we'll make our way all the way over to our delivery point probably. Let's quickly do one thing. Let's go into autopilot for a second and let's just focus on our player, which is all the way over here. Yeah, we still got a long way to go. Alright, so our first stop is going to be over there according to our GPS, but we are going to go over to this dealership over there first, because that is going to be where our first drop off is going to be. So I just wanted to set the waypoint for that, and then I think we are ready to hand it back to autopilot, and then I'll bring you guys back up to speed once we get close to our destination. So yeah, let's have autopilot take control in a second here. There we go. All right, let's do this.
You know the sound that rumble low. Hear me power, watch it go. 68 Charger on the road. Big block thunder, heavy load. Steel and chrome, American made. V8 heartbeat, never fade. Muscle bound and built to run. 4-barrel fury in the sun. Detroit thunder in my veins. Mopar madness can't be tamed. Rev it up, let it roar. Rev it up, give me more. Detroit thunder, that's the way. Detroit thunder every day. Yeah, you feel the pull, that torque so mean. 70 Q to forest green, 446 pack. Hear it sing, quarter mile, the king of kings. Chevy power, LS might, Mustang stallion, pure delight. American muscle born to race, freedom written on my face. Detroit thunder in my veins. Mopar madness can't be tamed. Rev it up, let it roar. Rev it up, give me more. Detroit thunder, that's the way. Detroit thunder every day. Ba-da-da-dum, vroom, vroom, here I come. Ra-ta-ta-ta, pistons fire. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta, pure desire. Detroit thunder in my veins. Mopar madness can't be tamed. Rev it up, let it roar. Rev it up, give me more. Detroit thunder, that's the way. Detroit thunder every day. You know the sound that'll rumble low. Detroit thunder, watch it go, yeah!
Alright, so here we are finally. It felt like an absolute eternity driving all the way down here. And yeah, the strange thing is I actually let autopilot do most of the driving for me. So yeah guys, here we are. This is Seijupo car dealership. Now I will be the first to admit this is definitely not a quick way of making money. But at the end of the day, it is something new that's going to be added to the game, and I think a lot of people will be very interested to try it out at least once or twice. So yeah, let's quickly lower this ramp down at the back. Okay, and then we'll have to unstrap all of the cars at the bottom of the trailer. Right, so I think that should do the trick right over there. Okay, so let's go ahead and unstrap all of these Lancia Deltas or Neos, as they call it in the game. And also the Xeno at the front there is also being dropped off over here. Okay, so I don't think we got any more damage on any of the vehicles. So it looks like Autopilot did a very good job at getting the truck over here without causing any more issues. Okay, so here we go. Let's get into the little first car over here. Right, the Neo, the first one. Alright, so this one should give us some decent money because I don't think it's got any damage. Just as I said it, I nearly crashed it into the freaking street post over there, or the lamp post. Alright, but here we go. This is our drop-off point, so I'm gonna just stop it here in the box. Okay, so that's 40k. Not too shabby. I pull it a little bit forward and out of the box so that we can get the next car into the box. I see our company van, which is the new van, is actually also a little bit worn. I haven't actually added the depot to that route, which is, yeah, something I should actually do. I just got it running some warehouses and supermarkets. Okay, let's jump into the next little Neo over here. Get it off the trailer, nice and straight, no problems. Okay, back it up all the way. And this one should also give us quite a decent payday. So just like that, 2 cars, and that's about 80,000 bucks already just for the 2 Neos that we delivered. Right, I think the Xeno is probably going to have a little bit of damage, obviously, because this car is a little bit too low and it scrapes on the trailer as you pull it up. Okay, so let's get it fired up, reverse it back. Yeah, you can even hear it scraping as I'm pulling it off, and it scrapes on the ground when you pull it off. So that probably bumped up the damage to like 5%. We'll see here in a second. Let's quickly get it into the box right over here. Yeah, 35k. I mean, it's not bad. So yeah, that's okay. Definitely had a bit of damage. But okay, now we can head over to the next destination, which is just a little bit further down the road. Okay, so let's get this thing picked up again. I don't think we need to pick it up all the way, but yeah, we're just gonna leave it like that. Okay, now we're back in the truck. All right, let's drive around this place. I think it's a little bit better to do it this way than to try and back it up. Let's take the turn nice and wide, checking the virtual mirrors there. And now it wants to rain again, which is not ideal, and it's also starting to get dark again. But it's okay, this is going to be a nighttime delivery. Alright, just drive it along here. Actually, very nice to drive this truck. It handles absolutely amazing. Actually, I think they did a very good job in putting this truck together. So this thing is actually based on a Volvo VNL, as far as I know. So not sure if there's any specifics to it, but it's a pretty good looking truck. Especially it fits in with the game quite well with the design they did on it. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of customizational options as well for this truck, like different bumpers, and I think the spoiler at the back is also optional. I actually added everything that I decided to put on this truck. And I noticed there's a little bit of lag there when crossing the rivers again, which is something that's been happening a lot when they were busy with updates. But it usually gets reported and fixed up, so I might actually do a bug report on that as well, just to make sure that is also ironed out before it gets over to the test branch. So we'll go ahead and maybe just create the, a bug report on that. And here we are. This is the next dealership we need to drop the rest of the cars off. Okay, let's just pull up over here. Alright, I think this should be fine. And break up, engine off. Okay. Let's get that ramp lowered down. The top one, or the deck, the upper deck as I call it. Yeah, I think that is fine. Okay, that should be good. Right, and do it like this. Get these straps off of here. And jump in the first car, which is the Duke. This has also got a little bit of damage. And we just heard a little bit of a scrape there again, so it's not going to be perfect. Probably not, but you go 38k. It's not too bad. Just going to pull it out of the box. Alright, leave it here. Okay, let's get the next car unstrapped. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky now again. The straps are a little bit hard to get onto the top vehicles and to take it off. Just got to aim it nicely, and we nearly got yeeted by a bus there, but okay, you know, it's fine. Okay, unstrap that, and I think, yeah, this is probably going to be the hardest one to get off there. So you can actually walk up to the trailer and just kind of get on the edge here. Not the easiest, but it is doable. Okay, let's just let it roll back. And we had a bit of a scrape there. It's not too bad. Right, and into the box. Another 38k. Not too bad. Okay, now the last car we need to drop off will be the little Mini, aka the Coma. Okay, let's strap that off and go around here. This car is nice and small. You can actually walk around it if you don't fall off the semi-truck. It's also possible doing it like this. You just gotta find the sweet spot. Come on. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this thing barely fit on here. It was like, it's almost too narrow for the trailer. But it kind of works, so. I also don't think the center is actually, yeah, it doesn't have, yeah, it actually has collisions where one would think it doesn't have collisions. But yeah, there we go. Let's get this one off as well. It's probably also going to give us decent money. Well, now that I crashed it, probably not anymore. Alright, well, there we go. It is what it is. And let's get this one in the box. Yeah, 28,000. Probably caused a whole lot of damage there. But okay. So there we go, guys. That is the new Longhorn semi-truck and cargo delivery all the way from Dassa Harbor. And the new carry trailer along with it. I think it actually makes a nice combo. Although I reckon you could probably tow this thing with any other semi in the game if you really wanted to. I just think the Longhorn is quite fitting as it's coming together with this trailer. So yeah, I think that is going to be pretty much where I leave this video, guys. So thank you all so much for checking it out. I really appreciate it very much. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more of this game. And yes, guys, also drop down in the comment section what do you think of the update, and if there's anything that you know of that you would like to have me check out for you guys, let me know down in the comment section as well, and I will have a look at it. But yes, guys, until the next time, cheerio.
Motor Town. Behind the wheel is where I belong. Born on these streets with gas in my veins.